Hold on tight, baseball fans, because the action is exploding. We're diving headfirst into the biggest stories in the MLB, and you won't want to miss a single pitch. First up, the National League Central is making history. It's the only division in baseball where every single team has a winning record. The Chicago Cubs, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the St. Louis Cardinals, the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Cincinnati Reds are all battling it out, fueled by young stars like Sal Stewart, Connor Griffin, and Ellie De La Cruz, and veterans like Christian Yelich. Can the Cubs, with their recent $175 million investment in Alex Bregman, keep pace with the Reds, who are currently leading the pack thanks to the incredible performance of Cruz and Stewart? It's a division unlike any other, and the competition is fierce.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
But that's not all. The Chicago Cubs are facing a major setback as Dansby Swanson was pulled from Tuesday night's game against the San Diego Padres with a left glute cramp. This comes as the Cubs are fighting to maintain their position in the NL Central, currently sitting just 1-2 games behind the Reds. Will Swanson's absence impact the Cubs' momentum as they continue their series against the Padres and prepare to face the Arizona Diamondbacks? The Padres, meanwhile, are looking strong in the NL West, and this matchup is shaping up to be a real nail-biter. Now, let's turn our attention to a concerning update out of Chicago. Cubs starting pitcher Justin Steele has suffered a setback in his elbow surgery recovery. Manager Craig Counsell confirmed that Steele has a flexor strain and will be reevaluated in a month, potentially delaying his return to the mound. This is a huge blow to the Cubs, who were counting on Steele to bolster their rotation, especially after earlier injuries to Cade Horton and Matthew Boyd. Can the Cubs' remaining pitchers step up and fill the void as they navigate a challenging month of May? Finally, let's take a look at the odds for tonight's Cubs vs. Padres showdown. The Cubs are favored to win, with Jameson Taillon on the mound against Matt Waldron. Numberfire predicts a 53.5% chance of a Cubs victory, but can the Padres pull off an upset? Tune in to find out. Don't miss a moment of the MLB action, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and stay ahead of the game. The NL Central Division in Major League Baseball is currently the only one in the majors, with all 5 teams boasting winning records, marking a significant display of competitive balance. Led by the Cincinnati Reds, 18-10, followed closely by the Chicago Cubs, 16-11, Pittsburgh Pirates, 16-13, St. Louis Cardinals, 15-13, and Milwaukee Brewers, 14-13. The division is fueled by a mix of established stars and a surge of promising rookies like Sal Stewart, Connor Griffin, and J.J. Weatherholt. This strong start isn't entirely unexpected, with players and managers alike acknowledging the division's overall quality. The NL Central, despite having 4 teams with relatively low payrolls, is demonstrating a compelling style of play and a patient approach at the plate. The Cubs, Brewers, and Reds lead the National League in walks. Last year saw 3 teams from the division reach the playoffs, a feat unmatched in the National League, and early indicators suggest another highly competitive season. While the division has seen limited inter-team play so far, the upcoming schedule promises a series of crucial matchups that will ultimately determine the standings. The emergence of young talent and strategic off-season acquisitions have contributed to the division's strength, making it a focal point in the MLB this season. In a developing story during Tuesday night's game against the San Diego Padres, the Chicago Cubs saw shortstop Dansby Swanson exit in the second inning with what was reported as a left glute cramp. Prior to the injury, Swanson delivered a strong performance, recording 1 hit, an RBI double, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base in his single at-bat. Nico Hoerner shifted to shortstop following Swanson's departure, with Nicky Lopez taking over at second base. The Cubs entered the contest with a 17-12 record, second in the National League Central, following a 9-7 loss to the Padres on Monday. Swanson, in his 4th year with the Cubs, has been batting .206 with 6 home runs and 21 RBIs in 29 games this season. The Padres, currently second in the NL West at 19-9, won Tuesday's game. Chicago will finish their series with San Diego before returning home to face the Arizona Diamondbacks on Friday. The Cubs are 6-7 on the road and 11-5 at Wrigley Field. Last season, the team was eliminated in the NLDS by the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Chicago Cubs are facing renewed concerns regarding the recovery of starting pitcher Justin Steele. Manager Craig Counsell confirmed today that Steele has suffered a flexor strain, a significant setback in his rehabilitation from UCL surgery performed over a year ago. Initially, the Cubs anticipated Steele's return to the active roster in May, a move intended to bolster a rotation already impacted by injuries. Steele, who emerged as an all-star in 2023 with a 3.06 ERA and a fifth-place finish in NL Cy Young voting, had been progressing well, throwing live bullpen sessions earlier this spring. However, this new setback will undoubtedly lengthen his return to play, with a reevaluation scheduled in a month. The news, first reported by ESPN's Jesse Rogers and confirmed by Rick Sutcliffe on ESPN 1000, comes amidst an already challenging situation for the Cubs' starting rotation. Cade Horton is out for the season and part of 2027 following UCL surgery, and Matthew Boyd recently missed 2 weeks with an injury. Despite these hurdles, the Cubs have demonstrated resilience, recently embarking on a remarkable 10-game winning streak. As they prepare for a series against all NL Central teams this May, the question of starting pitching depth remains a key focus for the team. The Chicago Cubs are set to face the San Diego Padres in a Wednesday MLB matchup, and FanDuel Sportsbook has the latest odds. As of 12 a.m., the Cubs enter as slight favorites. Let's break down the pitching matchup. Jameson Taillon takes the mound for Chicago, sporting a 1-1 record and a 4.55 ERA, while Matt Waldron gets the start for San Diego, with a 0-1 record and a concerning 12.46 ERA. When Taillon starts, the Cubs are 2-3-0 against the spread and 2-1 overall, consistently favored on the moneyline. Waldron, in his 2 starts, has seen the Padres go 1-1-0 against the spread, and they were unsuccessful as moneyline underdogs in one of those outings. According to NumberFire's projections, the Cubs have a 53.5% chance of securing the victory. Head to FanDuel Sportsbook and FanDuel Daily Fantasy to place your bets, and don't miss out. Sign up today.